I have been waiting since mid-2017 for a Bitcoin spot ETF to be approved here in the US. Every few months for the last 6 years, I've consistently been seeing rejections, but it looks like the spot ETF might finally be approved sometime in the next 2 weeks. And since people have been waiting so long for it, in my opinion, I think it's going to have a huge immediate positive effect on the markets. But in this video, I'm not going to talk about the macro effect of an approval, but what I will be talking about, I'll be featuring a few different low market cap ETF meme coins with an ETF focus that will most likely pump heavily if an ETF is approved. Obviously, these are high risk investments because if an ETF isn't approved, then they will likely dip. So do your own due diligence, but let's dive in. So the first coin we're going to talk about is ETF The Token. This is the only coin of the three that I have bought myself. It's not that I don't like the other two coins. I just think that this one is the best investment. And then I like to focus all my attention on one specific coin in each sector and buy that one. So this one has checked the most boxes for me. So I bought it about a week ago at 1.8 million market cap. Now it's at 2.55 million market cap. Expected to go much higher if an ETF is approved. So what else do we have here? 0% buy tax, 0% sell tax. Doesn't get better than that. Perfect 99 out of 99 DEX T-score. Security score, it's great. It is an Ethereum-based token, as all three of these coins are. It's traded on Uniswap, as all three of these coins are. There is the contract address right there. Now let's look at the price chart. So it's been trading for 4 months, since September 1st. Exactly 4 months. So the first month and a half, it started trending up gradually. Then it had this huge pump up overnight here from around 2 million market cap to a high of 10 million market cap. Then it gradually pulled back as is expected. But what kind of news caused this big pump right here? Well, it's very specific. You may or may not remember that Grayscale has been applying for a spot ETF for years and years. The SEC kept rejecting it. So Grayscale sued the SEC and said it was unconstitutional for them to keep denying their spot ETF. And then around September somewhere, the court actually sided with Grayscale on that. So that's what caused this little run up right here. But the bigger announcement was then about a month, 6 weeks later in mid-October, then the US SEC decided they were not going to appeal that decision. Very surprising. So they were basically saying, we agree, well, we go with whatever the court's saying. And if the courts are saying a spot ETF should be approved, it is constitutional, then we will go with that. So that news caused this overnight big run up right here. Then the last 2 months since then, we haven't really heard that much about the spot ETF. So obviously the price pulled back. But in the last week and a half, the news cycle has started to pick up again. I literally bought it right down here, right at the bottom. I'm very, very impressed with my entry point there. Let's look at the Twitter page here. So the Twitter, they don't tweet that much. They tweet around once a day, once every other day. They have your typical memes right here, sort of funnily mocking Barry Silbert, the head of Grayscale, right there when he was pushed out a couple days ago. Typical memes right there. So they're kind of pacing it as more of a long-term project. They tweet once every day as opposed to the typical meme coin that tweets 10 or 15 times a day. Is a big run up in the beginning but can't keep up that pace. And then the price lags and the coin kind of ceases operation. So that is this one right here. Now let's go to the next one. Bitcoin ETF. So not ETF, the coin. This one's Bitcoin ETF. Again, it's on Uniswap. It's at a 1.25 million market cap right now. It has a 95 out of 99 DEX T-score, very good. Slight disadvantage here, 4% buy tax, 4% sell tax, as opposed to the 0% of the other one. Still not bad. How many holders they have? About 1,000 holders, 1,100 right there. Here's the price chart. They've been trading for about 2.5 months, since October 18th. So they launched at exactly the pump up of the previous coin right here when the US announced that the SEC announced they were not going to appeal the court decision. Then, just like the other coin in the last week or two, they have started to run up a little bit. They've run up even more. So they got down to about a $100,000 market cap here. If you bought it then, great investment. Now they're up to about a 1.17 million market cap, but in the last day or two, they have not been pumping as much as ETF The Token did right here. I'm not really sure why. One reason is they don't quite tweet as much. They're pretty inactive here. They just kind of retweet famous influencers who are talking about the SEC, like Crypto Rover, Altcoin Daily, this guy, DZOW, Michael Saylor, Ash Crypto. Then when they do tweet, it's just kind of generic, basic stuff. They're in the top gainers of CoinMarketCap. Bitcoin hit 40,000, etc. So they're not quite as creative on the Twitter side. It was a slight disadvantage. So do I think that this one, Bitcoin ETF, is going to pump if an ETF is approved? Yes, absolutely. Do I think it might not have as big a pump as this one right here? Yeah, I think that's the case. That's why I bought ETF The Token. But anything can happen. No one can really predict crypto. Now, the last one we're going to talk about is also called Bitcoin ETF, not to be confused with the other Bitcoin ETF with the orange logo. This one has a green logo. So this one is the biggest of the three. It has a $4.6 million market cap, about 2 to 3 times the size of the other. It also has a huge holder count, 4,600. The other two only had holder counts of around 1,000 people. That tells me this one has a high retail holder base. A lot of people holding to small denominations, a couple $100s. Part of the reason is because this one did a huge pre-sale, Bitcoin ETF, on their own website, the private pre-sale. They said that they raised $5 million. Regardless, they raised a lot of money, and the investments have become slowly unlocked over the last week, with a good portion of people's investments becoming unlocked right when the spot ETF is set to be approved. That's how they structured the contract. So for me, it's a little bit too risky. That's just millions of dollars becoming sellable right when an ETF is approved. Doesn't mean it's not a good token whatsoever. They also have perfect 99.99 DEX T-score, 5% buy tax, 5% sell tax, so a little bit higher than the others. Their Twitter page is the most active. See, they're tweeting every day. They have a bunch of giveaways, Merry Christmas, worried about scams, they have some memes, etc. So this team has clearly done this before. This isn't their first rodeo. They have launched coins. They've probably done pre-sales before. They know how to organize a launch. Doesn't mean it's not risky, but this is the one I just think is, the riskiest of the bunch. Anyways, that's it. So drop a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Do you think a spot ETF will be approved? Are you buying any of these coins? Have you even heard of any of these coins? Which one do you think is the best? Be back later with a new video. Everyone have a good weekend. Ben Crypto signing out. Catch you later.